It is hard to believe, but today marks the first anniversary since the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Who could forget the heartbreaking images of frightened refugees fleeing into neighboring countries?
And now a story of resilience. A family separated, taking refuge in Poland a year ago, now together again in their homeland. ABC's Phil Lipof joins us now in studio. You were with this family in Poland. Tell us about their situation.
Well, their situation was devastating. Guys, thanks for having me on. You know this, you were over there. Devastating for all of these families as they were traumatized, flowing across the border into Poland, separated from the men in their lives. Everything changed so suddenly, and none of it for the better. I've stayed in touch with many of these refugees I met at the border and in Poland, and a year later, some light through all the darkness. It's good to see you. It's good to see you too. Oh my God, this warms my heart to see you guys all together and smiling.
Yes.
We first met Oksana and her daughter Anastasia a year ago when they crossed the border to safety into Poland.
We begin tonight with Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the largest invasion of a neighboring country in Europe since World War II.
At that time, the Russian assault had just begun. Refugees were in shock, traumatized, emotions raw.
Этот кошмар уже надоел там. Говорят, Польша будет принимать вроде беженцев, такая была информация. Но еще ж туда доехать.
Mostly women and children crossing this border between Ukraine and Poland without their husbands, brothers, and fathers.
I can cry to all the world.
Anastasia's fiance Bogdan had to stay in Ukraine to fight. Their wedding scheduled for 4 days after Russia attacked, postponed. The unknown devastating. Oksana overwhelmed by Poland's unconditional support.
To the Polish people, I want to say thank you very much for the man who helps to Ukrainian women, to Ukrainian children, to all Ukrainian people with the food, with clothes, with nappies to the children, with the food to the small babies.
That was then. This is Oksana and Anastasia today, back in Ukraine, trying to live their lives.
Well, I have to say that the trip from Poland to Ukraine was very difficult because the border was closed and we had to stay in the queue for around 3 hours in a small minivan.
And then the road to her hometown was dangerous. It took 12 hours, but was worth it. Anastasia, what was it like when you got back and saw your fiancé for the first time?
We just stayed like for around 2 minutes, hugging each other and kissing each other. He even started to cry because he was that happy to see me.
And we were over the moon to meet 6-month-old Makari, beautiful and chewing on everything in sight. But he is young, blissfully unaware of the horror around him. The older children are living in a tougher reality, like 5-year-old Timka, who we first saw in that hard-to-watch bomb shelter video, describing the war outside. A year later, on Zoom, speaking to us in English. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay.
You're okay? That's great to hear. They have water and power, but the warning sirens go off daily. Anastasia sent us this video of her and little Makari on a walk. But this is home. It looks the same, though Anastasia says people are not, especially the children. War has changed everyone.
Children age of Timka, they take the guns, the toys, and they stop every single car to check the documents if they are Ukrainian or Russian.
Still, one thing has not changed over the past 12 months. In fact, it's only strengthened the Ukrainian spirit and the will to win. What do you think it will take to stop the war?
I think that Ukraine is not going to give up until we get back our territories that we used to have, including the Crimea. This is our final goal.
So Bogdan, Anastasia's fiance, you saw there, who she calls her husband, by the way, more on that in just a minute. They just haven't had time to get married because of the war. He's not currently fighting on the front lines, but he tells us he is ready if that fight comes to their town again. He'll pick up arms and he'll fight. As for Oksana and Anastasia, they are staying busy helping refugees from eastern Ukraine move to western Ukraine now for safety, just like the Polish people did for them 12 months ago now.
You know, Phil, your heart goes out to so many people, everyone impacted by the situation here. About 8 million refugees have left Ukraine. These families are now there. They're staying behind. Is it sustainable? Is it safe to go back? Safe to be there?
You know that every family is going to have to answer that question, but almost every family I spoke to back then said, yeah, it's going to be whatever it is, it's going to be. They went back 2 months after I met them, so 2 months into the war. They've been living there. The women I met there said they wanted to leave their kids in safety and go back and fight. It's a strong group of people, the Ukrainian people, and they're going to stay there as long as they can. I mean, if their town's under attack, they'll leave.
Thank you so much, Phil. I'm sure it warms your heart to be able to reconnect with that family. I know when I was there and came back here, all I could think about were the folks that we met. Right. How are they doing? Did they find a safe place? So thankfully you were able to reconnect with them. Yep. Thanks so much for that.
Good to see you as well.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.